Recently, the From the Depths community has been gearing up for a new, exciting set of content updates hinted at by the dev team. These include a reworked AI system, an upgraded user interface, and a few tweaks to game balance. However, I think there's one thing the developers are overlooking, or just shoving under the rug, and that is the Souposphere.
Why?
So what is the Souposphere? Well, it's the term for the atmosphere in From the Depths, how the air has as much resistance as soup, and the water feels like you're swimming in gelatin. This Souposphere causes some issues when players assume the world has similar physics to Earth. You know, the planet we're used to being on. But what problems can soup really cause, you might ask? Well, with the Souposphere being as thick as it is on Neater, here's what you can expect. Everything falls like a feather, even bricks made purely of lead. Inertia barely exists. If you cut your throttle, you'll dead stop immediately. Wings don't matter because falling speed is negligibly slow. Helicopters can't really work because falling speed is negligibly slow. And the water is hard. So why do we even have a Souposphere? Well, From the Depths is a bit of a fantasy-style game with tons of different themes mixed in. To accomplish being the sandbox that it is, there had to be some way of allowing airships to be built with some leniency over the design. That's where the Souposphere comes in. The Souposphere allows airships to stay at altitude with minimal thrust. At least, I think that's the reason for the Souposphere. I'm not Nick. Now that you know about the air chowder, let's talk about what the hell is even going on. A major From the Depths update is currently in development, with a ton of hype surrounding the early access dev test build, with an AI rework being the centerpiece of the update. With the upcoming update wave set to hit in about a month, a hashtag of all things started trending on From the Depths Discord subcommunities. Hashtag Make Air Gas Again. The idea is that if you add hashtag Make Air Gas Again to your name on Discord, the developers might take notice. Maybe they will realize that this is a game feature that needs attention and needs to be changed. It's the community taking the initiative on something they care about, something about their favorite game that can make it even better than ever. Now, let me tell you why this is a bit troubling. Right now, the devs are having to remove and retrofit tons of designs from the game because of the upcoming updates. Everything is going to break. Nothing will be safe. You might think that if they're having to rework all of the in-game designs already, changing the air and water densities won't really affect gameplay too much. Well, it would, and in the most drastic way possible. Boats, planes, and land vehicles will have a simple time adapting to gameplay changes, since most of what you need to adjust is aerodynamics and weight management. But factions like the Deepwater Guard, Grey Talons, and Scarlet Dawn will all suffer a huge nerf if the Souposphere is changed. This is because these factions rely heavily on airships, whether they are kept afloat by thrusters, helium, helicopter blades, or balloons. If the Souposphere is reduced or completely removed in favor of Earth-realistic settings, then it's likely that none of these airships would be able to still be airships if they're kept the way they're built right now. If they do manage to stay in the air, the amount of additional thrust required to keep them there would make them completely impractical just out of fuel cost alone. If the Souposphere is going to be reduced at all, I think a major shift will occur with airships in-game. I predict that they would be built more like Zeppelins, with like a major pocket of helium keeping a lightly armed vessel afloat. If not helium, airships made with thrusters or helicopter blades would have to be made fairly lightly to be able to stay in the air, or they would just have much larger balloons, blades, or thruster banks. I don't think they will be super powerful in-game unless we get a full rework of air combat. I think airships would have their place in the meta as long as it's a niche that only they can fill. The simplest way I can see of doing this would be to increase the size of Neater itself, as in the map area, and increase the maximum air altitude from the 1,000 meters that it is right now to at least 20,000 meters. That way, airships can have their own domain high in the sky, bombers can be effective against surface targets, fighters can have more of a reason to just exist, good detection setups will be more impactful, range would be considered in designing weapons, and it just makes the game feel bigger. So, hashtag make air gas again. I think I'm personally rooting for the Souposphere to be completely removed in favor of realistic physics. I think that From the Depths has a certain potential that no other game on the market has right now, and that if it were to inch in the right direction, it could become hugely successful. No other game today incorporates real-time strategy, first-person shooter, and building elements into a game as seamlessly as From the Depths does. I think if anything is holding this game back, it's a sense of conservation of the original game concept. Either From the Depths is going to become a truly playable game, or another studio is going to develop it themselves. Anyway, let me know what you think. I should also be streaming on Twitch when this video drops, so come on by and hang out if you'd like. I hope you enjoyed this little rant, and I hope you have a buoyant day.
Why? Why?